Bose SoundLink Flex Gen 2 in black for 99 bucks. This thing is freaking awesome. I have the first generation and everyone that hears it, including me, is always surprised at how much sound comes out of this freaking thing. Sounds great and it's got a punch. It sounds like it's way bigger than it is. All that for 99 bucks, but for 30 bucks and two of them, I kind of played with these in store. I haven't really owned them or anything like that, but I was actually impressed with these. $30 for two freaking speakers, 15 bucks, split them up. Hey, but if you're spending more, $3.49, and you want to do some karaoke, JBL had this thing. It's got these crazy party lights. Kind of reminded me of the Scream mask, the lights on there. So I don't know about that, but it has the microphone, powerful boost. JBL is definitely a good brand. $3.49 after 100 off. If you want some cozy sound canceling headphones, 169, these Bose, they're hard to beat. They have excellent microphones as well. I believe I saw them in different colors online. Definitely they had blue and maybe a gray. So 169, not too bad. You get the little case, 24-hour battery life. They just feel light and they're just cozy. I don't know how to explain it. If you don't have a giant head. If you want some earbuds though, I've got the Gen 2 of these. I love them. There are AirPods Pro 3, the latest and greatest by Apple. $249. I haven't really seen these go on sale yet very much. They came out in September. But for $199 after 70 off, the Bose, kind of their competitors, the AirPods Pro. I have tried different versions of these. They were definitely decent, but I'm an AirPods guy. Shocks fit if you want something over your ear. That's a good setup too. They're not gonna stick in there. A lot of people complain they fall off. These are, something different. They're not one size fits all like the others. If you want some decent, really actually good quality noise canceling headphones though, step up above the Bose for sure. The Sony XM5s, these were basically, I believe, well, they're last year's model now, but not too much has changed. Really, really good bang for your buck for at this price. But if that's still too much, $60, again, JBL Live, 675, actually rhymes. Noise canceling as well. It's got Bluetooth 5.3, decent battery life, and for the money, probably hard to beat. On to cameras. Now that's a wrong ad or label, but this GoPro Hero Black actually came out last year, but it's still so good. GoPro is not making a Hero 14 this year, so it's going to remain. Maybe they'll just have something really special cooked up for the year after that. But for $309, whatever it is, all this for the newest GoPro, yeah, 309. Not too bad. It's not on sale though, so who knows. Now, this is the Max 2, which is an 8K 360 camera. It does like all these crazy effects. This one's neat because it has interchangeable lenses or detachable, replaceable lenses in case they get damaged. Some of them don't. But you do all these different effects. Like you can, it does really cool, but at the same time, it's a lot of work. I have not used these myself, but I've seen some pretty interesting shots with them. Now, if you want just a traditional camera, this T7 Rebel Canon, I'm a Sony guy through and through, but I don't have prejudice against Canon. I really like the ergonomics of their grips, like on the camera. It kind of just feels more like a camera, like it's just old school. It's just got more of that feel. So I like that. And their colors are really well too. You get two lenses and the body, battery, all that good stuff for $639. That's not bad. If you want a little drone that seems to be like a good little value, it's under 250 grams, so you don't have to register it with the FAA. It's kind of a competitor to the DJI Mini series, but for this price, good luck. It's got 6.2 miles of transmission, which is like you're going to run out of battery basically. So this thing's plenty powerful range wise. I like the controller on it. Kind of reminds me of that PlayStation thing. I don't know what it's called, Portal. It's very similar to that. Folds up nice and compact. It looks a lot like a DJI. There's at least inspiration there. So who knows how that all goes, but for that $350, pretty good. Now, for $600, you got this thing. Obviously, it's more money, but It's kind of more advanced in a lot of ways. It's smaller. It can't go out, as far or in as crazy wind or anything, but it essentially flies itself. It tracks you. They call them kind of selfie drones. That kind of says all it right there. Self-flying, tracks you, do little photos, little time lapses of you and your family or whatever you got to do. But another 360 camera for 469 is this Insta 360. They're kind of like the OGs in the game. This is not the newest model. I believe it's last year's model now, but it's still more than 99% of people will ever need realistically. What's neat about it is that pole there. It's got this like algorithm in it. Whatever you're shooting, if you're doing all these crazy effects and stuff, you stick it up in the, it's basically a selfie stick. Just stick it up in the air, but then that pole disappears. For 169, JBL's got something that's kind of competitor to that Bose. And I don't know, I think I would still pick that Bose over this. And it's $70 less. But if you're a JBL guy, this definitely gets a little louder, but it's physically larger. Kind of not as impressive size to sound ratio compared to the Bose, but that's just my opinion. Oh, 119, sorry. Pretty close then. If you are kind of an old school guy, they got the Marshall. This actually sounds pretty good too. It's decent size though. That's the only thing. You make them cheap or make them small, you know. So for the money, it actually puts out a lot of sound, probably more than the others, but it's nowhere near as small. So it depends what you're after. This thing though, bang for the buck. If you just want pure volume, like bass coming everywhere, whatever, it's going to be hard to beat that. 75 freaking dollars. Again, it's larger. The build quality is not, it's good build quality, but well, you see how it looks. But just straight volume and decent performance as far as like actual sound clarity, you're not going to beat this. But looks of subjective, I guess. So who knows? If you want to look at a giant TV for $1,499, whew, this is gonna kind of be hard to look. Just look at this. 100 freaking inches for $14.99. Wow, they're getting cheap and they're actually a little cheaper than this even. But the thing is, this isn't just a cheap TV. It's a good TV for cheap. I've heard mixed things about these freezers, but they're cheap. They're neat because they convert to a refrigerator or a freezer, and $350. These Aura rings really seem cool. They're depending on the size, 350 or 250, and probably finishes. I'm not sure about that. But the only thing with these is there's a subscription fee that is not really cheap. So you're paying in $350 or 250, whatever it is, but I think it's like $20 to $30 a month. Maybe not that much, but it's not free. And basically, actually, no, $6 a month. Oh, definitely went down. Still, it's $6 a month, but supposedly these things have a lot of features that help a lot of people out. I just use my Apple Watch. It's good enough for what I'm doing, but I kind of want to get one for the wife, be honest with you. Hopefully she's not. We'll see. We'll see. For $79, if you're an old school kind of guy, this brand is, whoo, that's like an OG brand. I'm sure someone bought them out, but just the name alone, it's nostalgic for a lot of old school photographers. It's Minolta for 80 bucks. It's just like an old school kind of point and shoot camera. They're kind of coming back in style with the youths nowadays. So I've seen a lot of like basically younger teenagers, early 20s taking photos with these things that just out and about. So they're definitely coming back. And speaking of coming back, Polaroid's definitely back. It's been back for a while too. Um, it's just an old school Polaroid, it's just a little more digital. You take the photo, print it right out from the actual camera. It's kind of nostalgic in itself and neat. That'd be cool at weddings and stuff like that. Just leave a couple out on the table or one, just floating around. People get their little Polaroid shots. That's a pretty good idea. Another smartwatch similar to my Apple Watch, the Samsung Watch 8. I've always liked these, but I haven't had Android for a while, so I don't know. I don't have one. But everyone I know that has them or reviews I've seen on them, they never have issues with them. The battery life is one thing that I don't know why Apple can't like. I mean, my Apple, it's a Series 10. It's not the newest, but I got to charge it basically every day. Whereas, and I do very similar things like workouts and whatnot. People I know with these things, they last 3, 4, 5 days, maybe a week. So I don't, at least 2 or 3 days. Cheap little tablet for $150. Kind of give it to the kids or use it like for travel if you don't care if it gets damaged. If you want a bigger screen to watch Netflix or whatever you're doing, under $50. Kind of hard to beat. Again, these things are getting cheaper. Quad speakers. I'm an audio guy for sure, so that's kind of intriguing. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I gotta see if I can do any kind of video, just these little simple video editing on something like that. That might be good for traveling. Um, $359. Could probably do something halfway decent video editing wise with this, but I already have an iPad. But if you don't have an iPad, this is actually not looking too bad. It's got the keyboard case, the pen, all that for that money. Hard to beat. $70 for a screen that size. What? Oh, it's literally just a screen. But if you want a second display for like your laptop or your desktop or whatever, it's pretty portable. It's basically a screen. You can play little games on it. 15.6-inch for $70. If you want an entertainment screen, check out the Monster Vision though. I'll do a review on that. It's mostly a Sam's Club item. They have them in different places online, but it's 15.6-inch, giant Bluetooth speaker, outdoor rated. It's awesome. I'll just trust me. But this Acer for computer work or gaming indoors, not bad. 15-inch skylight smart calendar with a membership, another membership. But the wife has been really wanting this, and I think just look out for a review. It's coming. Um, what's neat about it is you can link up your just online calendars like your Gmail or just whatever, and it all shows up on there. You can use it like a photo album or whatever, but you can update it from your phone. So if she gets a new appointment or I get a new appointment, we just put it on there, kind of like writing it, but then you could just erase it and there's different reminders and notifications it'll send you. I think this is gonna be a marriage hack because there's times. 100 freaking inches for $14.99. Hyson U6. Not the top of the line, but it's not the bottom of the line either. And it's 100 freaking inches for $14.99. Woo, again cheap. Milli LED, can't beat that. Now at the other end of the spectrum, you're getting better quality but smaller size. $12.49 for the 65 of this C5 OLED. That's not bad either, actually. The 77 for $17.99. That's actually really good. Those have come down in price too. C5 is the current year model, and it's the end of the year, so the C6 will probably be announced here at CES coming up, but still, that off-angle view can't beat an OLED. Now even bigger and even cheaper. $13.39 for this TCL QM6 98-inch. I saw this at CES at the TCL party at the Allegiant Stadium. It's really nice. That was a fun event. Look at the blacks on that. Hard to beat that. Here's another budget TCL $479 for the 75-inch. Doesn't look too bad either. Looks like it is discounted too. It doesn't say how much, but it is part of their holiday savings. Got the Samsung frames. Doubles as a piece of art. $11.99 for 65-inch. It's nice. Don't know if this comes with the bezels, but you can get different bezels, like different colors of wood and patterns. They even have speakers that look like art. Not too bad for $11.99 for the 65. It also come down quite a bit too. Got the Blink whole home bundle. It comes with 1, 2, 3 cameras, just stationary cameras, indoor, outdoor. And then this looks like a video doorbell and then a little indoor camera that pivots. All for $134. That's not too bad, actually. You have to be part of the Blink ecosystem, and pretty sure there's a monthly fee. So mostly because of that, I went with Eufy. But if you're already part of Blink, $134. Now here we have the Sonos Gen 4 subwoofer. $719 after $180 off. Tariffs have definitely hit this, but this is considered one of the premiums for soundbar setup. Past this, you're starting to get into actual dedicated home theaters with an AVR processor and all that. So that's $719, and the actual soundbar is $879. It's the Arc Ultra, which is the Gen 2 of this. Can't really play anything because it'll just get copyright, and it won't really sound right. But for what this is, all considered, it's pretty good value. You can just keep it like this, or you can add a subwoofer or two later. And then if you get really crazy, add some of these guys for, there you go, for some surround sound effect. Those are also on sale. You get the 2-pack of the Eras for $319. Then you can use these stationary just as speakers on their own right, or you can bundle them all together. If you want a smaller soundbar, they also have this, I think it's called a Beam. Don't know the price on this, but it should be somewhere around $400. You see the size difference, the sound difference. It's going to sound like it's a little smaller than this, but not much. If you want to save a few bucks and still have a subwoofer for $299, they've got the Samsung. This is the step down model to basically the competition to that Arc. It doesn't seem like it's too bad if it's anything near the 900 series. This is, or 90 series, this is the 60 series for $299 after $200 off. So you got to factor that in. Then also over here, this is even a lower model, but it's going to be $199 after $100 off. But it is a 5.1 virtually though, so there's no side speakers, but it does have this little subwoofer for a little added bass, all for $199. Could be worse. If you want to keep it compact, there's this OG Bose Soundbar 2. This, I've always liked, people trash on Bose. There's no highs, there's no lows, there's Bose, but I've always liked Bose. I have my little SoundLink Flex Bluetooth speaker. I love that thing. That's also on sale too. It's $100 right now for the second generation. I have the first. But if you want just a little tiny thing, you don't want to fuss around with too much stuff, $149 after $30 off. These have kind of stayed about the same price actually. Can't really beat it. You want to make your own music, got this Roland piano bundle for $5.99. Comes with the stool. Oh, it works. Yeah, not too bad. Seems pretty sturdy built. I don't really know too much about these things, but you can tell quality when I see it. It even has the little pedals down there for whatever you do with pedals. The little stool. Supposedly headphones too. All for $5.99 after $100 off. They got this New Wave heated lug. Now, I have the Ember, just kind of the competition to this. This one actually seems a little nicer. Looks like it just charges with USB-C, but you're going to need this coaster. I don't know if the mug itself can just be plugged in with USB-C, because that would be clutch. Because this little coaster charger is very similar to what the Ember uses. It's kind of annoying. These little pins break all the time, and it's a mess. But for what they are, they're freaking awesome. Keeps your drink hot for, I'd say you can get a solid hour out of it. They're going to advertise like 3 or 4, but you're not getting that. But an hour, you're good, especially now it's getting cold. $1.99 up to $30 off. Not too bad. Fair. If you don't have a dedicated popcorn maker, get it. They're simple, $21. I've got a different style that looks kind of old-timey, but at the end of the day, they do the same thing. They're awesome. It's just something about that smell of fresh popcorn in the house makes movie night that much more fun. $22. Make a good little gift for yourself or others. This one's neat too because the part that pops the popcorn, the lid becomes the bowl. All for $22. Not bad.